Wonderland. Today my topic is about climate change. What is climate change? Global warming describes the observed 1 degree Celsius increase in the Earth's average temperature since the Industrial Revolution. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in both temperature and weather patterns. And what is climate change? The first part is atmosphere greenhouse effect. Mars has many similarities to Earth, such as it has half its size, gold-like zone of solar system, water is present, but Mars missing is there what makes it much less habitable. The atmosphere is a thin layer of gases that surrounded the Earth, as we know that oxygen respiration, largest nitrogen, and UV light from the sun. The stratosphere has ozone layers. The troposphere contains breathable air, breathable air, and all of our water. And the permanent gases of troposphere do not change day to day. The variable gases change depending on seasonal changes, and the greenhouses are variable gases that can trap and radiate some heat back toward the Earth's surface. Greenhouses stabilizing surface temperatures, keeping them within a habitable range. Number two is prehistoric climate change, which is ice changes and warming periods before humans. The Earth has experienced at least five major ice ages. The Ice Age is a time period where glaciers are found at the Earth's pole and mountain tops. Glaciers are masses of ice formed by accumulation and compression of snow. So, within any ice age, glaciers will expand and contract into glacial periods or interglacial periods. Climate change is caused by alternating atmospheric composition, changes in carbon cycle, movement of Earth's axis, changes in ice context, uh, rotational in solar activity, shifts in Earth's orbits. An oval-shaped orbit favors glacial accumulation, while a round one favors ablation. The Earth also moves in axis like a top, making seasonal contrasts more extreme in either the northern or southern hemisphere. The Sun goes through 11-year cycles of increasing and decreasing sunspot activity, as we know that. It's a cycle of atmosphere wherein carbon sources are favored and greenhouse effects intensifies. In this chart, we see how it absorbs and reflects. Block objects have an albedo of 0.1, less than 10% of infrared energy is reflected. White objects have an albedo of 0.8. More than 80% of infrared energy is reflected. During the Carboniferous era, plants evolved lignin, allowing them to grow taller. Lignin was not digestible by animals or decomposers and was gradually deposited into the earth. Predict how this would have altered the Earth's climate. The plate rapidly flowed, spreading during the Cretaceous period released methane and carbon dioxide into atmosphere. So predict how would have altered Earth's climate. So there's a chart of carbon dioxide and methane levels are strongly uh, um, correlate with global temperatures. And next one. Carbon dioxide increases during the northern hemisphere winter, then decreasing during the summer. Sea ice is frozen with sweater floatings on the ocean surface. Arctic sea ice is declining 10% per decade. The Earth's surface positive feedback loop where warming continues into intensifying over time, and it's a chart of glaciers, Iceland, alpine mountains. Glaciers are losing about 24 meters of thickness per decade. Warming of the climate system is unequivocal. United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Changes. Number four is effects on human society, how climate change impacts our life. About 10,000 years ago, the Holocene optimum began, a highly stable and ideal temperature range for human populations. The metamorph period was 1915 to 1215 CE. The Little Ice Age was 1300 to 1816. Climate is now warmer than any previous times during the current geologic period, changing many aspects of human society. Growing seasons are shifting and becoming longer. Uh, Coral bleaching is the projection of symbiotic algae by coral polyps due to two changes in ocean. Specialist species are unable to adapt quickly enough to changing climate and are becoming endangered. Polar bears are one of the most famous affected because of their reliance on the sea ice to hunt seals during the winter months. Less of mountain glaciers would cause water insecurity for billions. All of these changes create the possibility of climate refugees, people who flee their homeland due to flooding, drought, or wildfire. Number five is politics and change, adapting to and mitigating climate change. Many news organizations and politicians portray the basic science climate change as a debate. Climate change positions are often um, cited in political attack ads. In 2015, the governor of Florida banned the use of phrase climate change, while Miami Beach was actively spending money to mitigate it. The EPA can restrict carbon pollution that can be released from power plants through and Clean Air Act, and enforcement of these standards will vary depending on the position of the president. Permanent rules must originate from Congress. Climate change is the ultimate example of tragedy of the commons because the atmosphere is shared, not and owned. And my topic has been ended. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.